decision, but we are committed to make sure that we try. Government funding and the budget is not enough, so we are fully committed to developing initiatives that will bring private funding, private partnership, not only into sports development, but also into youth development. And we have a number of strategic implementation partners for our initiatives and projects. As we sit here, I think we're about to sign an MOU with Junior Achievement Nigeria, an international group that is heavy in youth development. This time last week I was in Cairo, Egypt, with the AFDB, and we had a meeting with them. They eventually finally embraced our DEAL program, TEEL, the youth development program. The AFDB has finally embraced it, and they were working with us between now and March to bring funding into it, build capacity, and then we can deploy. And so that means that beyond the 500,000 we're looking at, we're able to increase the number with the support of the AFDB. And the IBM, they've also, they're ready to partner with us with e-learning, because you can learn these skills in brick and mortar buildings. The youth centers, you can go in there to learn the skills. But also, you can also create e-learning. You don't have to go to a physical youth center. You can just simply go log into your website and you go to the document, do your learning. And that's the new goal, and they're committed to working with us to the tune of almost 50,000 youth that can be trained through the e-learning platform. We are working with the SIP office, like you said. They had a meeting with us about 3 weeks ago. We have a team that is working together. The Empower is critical for our youth, but also we have other programs that we want to work with them to see how we can leverage on their experience and also the resources that they have. So, like I said, I think I don't think it's a visit for speeches, beyond the fact that the PS has done a lot in trying to just explain the new initiatives. I wouldn't go over that again. But let me also say that the NYSC is a critical parastatal under this ministry. For us, it's critical in the sense that every year we have about 325 to 340,000 youth coming together under this program. That is the largest target group of youth that you can really, through them, start to make a change and impact in this country. And we, on our part, have also looked at how we can extend some of this new training to them that will empower them beyond the year as youth corpus. And when they're back in the public, they can still be useful because they will still be youth. Let me say clearly that sports is also critical for us. We spent the last 90 days trying to, for the first time in a long time, develop a business model around sports. The challenge of our budget this year, which has been there, is that of revenue, finding new revenue track, but also creating jobs for youth. Sports as an industry can create jobs, but can also bring revenue. For the first time in 59 years, this ministry had an interministerial technical committee to look at sports as a viable business. We have an interim report. We'll sign an MOU probably on Friday or Monday with the private sector. And hopefully by February, March, we should have a memo in council that will be focused on the national sports industry policy. So once we turn sports into commercial, have the regular tracks. So we're committed in that aspect. We also hope to change the fundamentals about the management of resources, whether in sports development particularly, but also in youth development. We intend to plug loopholes, we intend to manage our resources, we intend to also work with other stakeholders to make sure that we're accountable and that we do not misapply the little funds that we have. So once again, I want to thank you sincerely for this visit. We know that the year is winding down, and we wish you all the best. Even though you may not be in the chambers, if we need to call you to help us, particularly when it comes to the NADC, anti-doping, We have the anti-doping bill. It's almost in the last stage. It's so critical for us. We want to talk to you about that to see how we can push it forward. Right now, is the member bill or? Harmonization. The UNESCO Convention is coming. This has been approved by FEC about 3 weeks ago. We need to domesticate that to that convention. So it's going to come to you. Once again, I thank you so much. I can see. Let me especially welcome the Chairman, Honourable Adaramodu, Chairman, House Committee on Youth and Social Development, the Deputy Chairman, who were together at the Polo Club on Saturday in Kefi. Unfortunately, they didn't give him a horse, so he could not play the finals of the game. Distinguished honourable members, I know each one except my honourable six-footer. I'm just meeting you for the first time. It's really a pleasure to have you here this afternoon. We have worked together, especially concerning the budget, 2020 budget, which for us is a critical budget. It's a turnaround budget for us, and we worked with you. We had meetings. We made our case. We told you about our experience in the past, how the bulk of our monies are yanked off, and you promised that you would make sure that you protect us through appropriation. And you have done exactly that. I want to thank you up front for that. And I think that is important because if we sit here and we give all the speeches, we come up with the best initiatives and projects, and we don't have the appropriation to be able to execute, it will come to nothing. We're grateful for what we have now, even though we need 5 or 10 times the amount of what is budgeted now. But we're sure that as the years roll by, we'll keep pushing until the numbers climb up. And as we also evidence what we're doing with very good numbers and impactful successes, we'll get more money, and we'll also come to you for support. Once again, let me also appreciate the members of the ministry. Like I told the chairman in my office, it was given some credit, and I said, it's a teamwork. It's just not one hand never claps. It takes the minister, it takes the permanent secretary, it takes the directors, the deputy directors. It also takes the secretaries, because a chain is only as strong as its weakest point. Everybody coming in every day, doing what is needed to be done. And that's why we are where we are today, 111 days after I took over. Mindful also that people had worked there over the years. They had laid some foundation, they've done some foundational work. And what we have come to do is to build on that, to make sure that we cater for our youth. I know that some members have to catch their flight to Lagos. The Lagos people don't just stay in Abuja. So I'll be very brief, so that I didn't mention anybody's name. But I don't want anyone to miss our flight. The Ekiti people, they stay in Abuja. They like Abuja. By this time, that's true, isn't it? We do. Let me just say this very briefly. I think going forward, we'll need your support. Beyond the appropriation, we need you to speak for us when you have opportunity, either on the floor of the House, whether you're at functions, to speak to the fact that this country needs to invest in our youth. That is a new frontier, investment in the youth. Countries all over the world are investing massively in the youth. The United Nations has a 2030 agenda to make sure that the youth are empowered. From those at the very bottom of the pyramid to the youth that are the elite group. And I think that the more we speak to it, the more we talk about it, the more it resonates through government corridors, but also through corporate organizations and all those that are partners and critical stakeholders in youth development. For us, we are committed to changing the fundamentals of youth development, where we focused our youth development plan in this ministry. We have said we're going to put youth development and sport development on even keel when it comes to resources, when it comes to manpower, government, and also a couple of other areas.